Welcome to Frank Bruno Law. I am Frank Bruno, and thank you for attending today's Medicaid Monday. The question for today is, how can I determine if I'm eligible for Medicaid? Before I get to that, if you have any questions, if you'd like for me to answer a question that you may have here on this video, please send the question to frank@frankbrunolaw.com. So how do I know if I'm eligible for Medicaid? Well, there's a couple of avenues of approach. My answer will be in the context of the elderly. You could also qualify for Medicaid if you're disabled or blind or have one of a number of enumerated illnesses. I'm speaking about the elderly. So there's functional and financial. Those are the twin parameters. Functional concerns itself with the care, with the physical person themselves. Do they need a certain level of care? Do they have an inability to care for themselves? Do they need long-term care or some other type of assistance? Can they get by in their activities of daily living, or do they need assistance? So that's the functional portion of the eligibility. The financial is, there are two aspects to the financial portion. Assets, which Medicaid calls resources, right? But the normal person understands it as assets. How much money in the bank? Stocks, bonds, in your checking account. Do you have a house? Do you have municipal funds or a brokerage account, right? So that's resources and income. On the street, we know it as income. Medicaid also knows it as income. What do you earn or receive in monthly benefits? So functional and financial. What income level can you have? Well, it's very low. A single person can only have $875 in monthly income, and a couple can have $1,284. That's tied to inflation, and those are the new numbers for 2020. Now, in terms of resources, to be eligible, for example, surprise, surprise, it's not simple and straightforward, but to go into a nursing home, you have to have $2,000. The nursing home Medicaid applicant has to have less than $2,000 in assets. So if you have more than $2,000 in assets and still want to have a shot at applying for Medicaid, and or you have more than $875 in monthly income, and you meet the physical requirements, right? Functional, you need help. If you meet that in terms of your physicality, but don't meet it based on your finances, you need to go to a Medicaid planning attorney to legally, permissibly move, shift your assets or your income into a federally approved plan, okay? If you need to speak with me, please send me an email, frank@frankbrunolaw.com. Thank you very much.